Hi everyone, I am Rana Hamid, PhD student in Architecture Department from OKAN University. In this video, I am focusing on the ecological buildings, especially skyscraper. So, if you are an architect interested in sustainability, or if you want to be your life green, keep your watching please. I'll be right back. Welcome back again. Let's start. So, we're gonna talk about the ecological building by our research. The title of the research is Skyscraper as an Aesthetic Ecological Building. There are two main parts in this research. The first one is to find eco-green skyscraper strategies, and the second mainly part it's about design project according to these strategies. Skyscrapers are of a complex and enormous building set in compact, high-intensity urban environments. The ecological design of those structures is extremely critical and rather more efficient than a small green building. Recently, massive urbanization, increasingly distant cities, and environmental conscience are pushing architects to build a green skyscraper. This paper examines the emergence of a notable type of skyscrapers that depart from purely image-driven structure and emphasize functionality and energy efficiency. It argues that breathtaking green design and practical clean technology are merged to give birth to green architecture aesthetics. Upon reviewing many eco-green skyscrapers from various parts and architects like Norman Foster, Ken Yang, Renzo Piano of the world, the paper identified silent green design strategies that provide new iconicity including urban environment integration, structural efficiencies, facade technology, renewable energy, daylighting and natural ventilation, recycling of grey water, and green areas. So, the main goal of the present research is to recognize previous strategies that used in the works of architects previously mentioned. To build ecological skyscraper, to know the criteria of achieving eco-green skyscraper buildings integrated with nature. Research methodology and procedures. To understand how the skyscrapers can be eco-skyscrapers and how the architects adopted the ecological strategies to achieve eco-skyscrapers building, an analytical methodology will be used according to the following procedures. Analyzing previous studies to find out the standards and strategies used to form environmental skyscrapers. Determine the strategies of the eco-green skyscrapers from studies. The select case study that is considered eco-green skyscraper for architects Foster, Yang, and Piano. Analyze and compare selected architectural eco-skyscraper structures to see how standards were applied and the strategies extracted to build ecological skyscrapers. Architects and their eco-projects. 9 projects for 3 architects had been analyzed to get the aim of the research and extracted the eco-green skyscraper strategies from them. The table below shows the 9 projects as a case study that analyzed in the research. A comparative analysis goal is based on which was the eco-strategies that the architect has used to design an eco-skyscraper. This analysis we can see as a matrix, which are consist of rows and columns. Show in the columns the different architects with different their projects, and the rows contain the strategies of the eco-green skyscraper which was used in these projects. This is the matrix that I mentioned. In this matrix, a comparison between the architects and their skyscraper is made. All of these architects used the 7 strategies of eco skyscraper, but they are using the different ways in their project. Every architect and every project have different tools, and they are using different methods to achieve these strategies in their project. So, if we are talking about the green areas, for example, we can see that Norman Foster using the auditoriums in his projects. But if we are talking about the Kin Yang, we can see the sky court. This strategies that is a feature or a theme for this architect. The only source of energy has to be from the sun. They are not dependent in totally or since possible on non-renewable source of energy. We need to utilize low energy design to create internal comfort condition within the tall building built form. The architects should take into account the following concerns when they want to design an eco-green skyscraper: form and facade design, the orientation of facades and window opening, ventilation system, the position of the surface core, the color of the building, type of material, envelope. Now we are talking about the second part of this video is about the project. After identifying the strategies and standards used internationally to design an eco skyscraper, this part presents a design idea for a skyscraper project in Mosul City, Iraq. The old city center was chosen to build a skyscraper of this type that includes commercial offices and entertainment areas due to the commercial weight in this area and the city's need for buildings of this type. This is the project of eco-green skyscraper. The idea of the building came from the style of architecture in that region, as the traditional architecture in the old Mosul city is characterized as a space architecture and not a block architecture, and it is old residential and commercial building, such as khans, contained in the inner courtyard, which the rest of the building spaces are distributed around it. And many studies have indicated that the traditional architecture of this type is characterized by being an ecological architecture, in which the standard and strategies of sustainable building are available, such as natural ventilation. In this sheet, we can see the idea is came from the central court of the building, and in the left side we can see the location on the map of the world. This projects work on eco-green strategies which including urban environment integration, structural efficiencies, facade technology, renewable energy, daylighting and natural ventilation, recycling of grey water, and green areas. In this floor plan, we can see how the urban environment integration was achieved by connecting between this city and project, as well as connect the Tigris with this project. So, the natural ventilation is also achieved here. These eco strategies are achieved by dividing the ground floor plan into 4 parts and make a corridor down to the courtyard between these parts. This way led to make these strategies. This sheet shows the typical of plans for the project. This is the main elevation, south elevation for this project. We can see that all of these strategies, 7 strategies for equal green skyscraper in this elevation or in this project, that we will see it in the next sheets as a details. For example, we can see green areas, atriums, recycling of grey waters, urban environment integration, daylighting and natural ventilation, and all of the strategies that extracted from the research, we can see it in this project. This is another elevation, east elevation. Here we can see the vertical boulevard and the eco cells, for example, and we can see wind turbine. This is the section for this project. Here you can see the recycling of grey water, about the eco cells and the green areas. And this is another section for another side, and here the details. We can see all of the 7 strategies. Number 1, urban environment integration, the focus on a lively ground plane that successfully integrates its base into the city and the river. You can see the ground floor plan is opened and connect the city with building and with the river. The second strategy is about the structural efficiencies. The building plan is rectangular. It had been impacted from the inside with the central courtyard that efficiencies ventilation and natural light to enter the building. The building has different levels in height towards the river to provide maximum orientation. About the facade technology, the building is glazed in double anodized aluminum rain screen panels, lasting for decades. The fourth strategy is about renewable energy. Here we use the photovoltaic panel would provide the building's energy need, and wind power or wind energy in the use of wind to provide mechanical power through wind turbines to turn electric generator for electrical power. And the 5th strategy is about the daylighting and natural ventilation. We can use this strategy by make more auditoriums on some levels. The auditoriums share of office area in a unit space, bringing light and space dynamic. The indoor ventilation is facilitated by a system of winter garden. The ventilation system is partly based on natural ventilation. This is the section about the auditorium that connect between 2 levels for this project and make the natural ventilation inside the project. The sixth strategy is about recycling of grey water. Recycled rainwater is used for flushing water closet, watering sky courts, landscaping, and planter boxes. The rainwater flows through gravity flow solid filters and is collected at the base of the eco cells. The vertical boulevard plant terraces carry soil and vegetation from existing ground level greenery to upper level of the building. Reduce ambient air temperature during summer. Reduce heat loss during winter. Creates healthy external microclimate for the building occupants. About the eco-cells. Eco-cells allow daylighting and natural ventilation to penetrate into the building links vegetation of the roof garden to internal spaces of the building. A rainwater harvesting tank stores rainwater for reuse and recycling. And we can see also the seventh strategy or the last strategy for the green skyscraper is about green area and green court that will make sky meeting rooms and roof gardens to create or provide diverse and interactive spaces for the building's users. The benefits of sky courts are shading for the building, emergency evaluation zones area for planting and landscaping, flexible international zone for future expansion to provide direct experience of the external environment on upper floors and view to outside garden. This was a brief of my research and my project about the eco-green skyscraper and the eco-strategies that make our life green and healthy, which the world needed nowadays. So keep it in your mind, please. And thank you for watching. Bye bye.